What fans just witnessed in Game 3 was pure greatness, a performance so dominant, so consistent, that it's rewriting the definition of clutch. Reaching base 9 straight times on the biggest stage in the sport isn't just impressive, it's historic. Every at-bat, every swing, every moment felt inevitable, as if no pitcher in the world could stop him. The crowd could feel it, the calm confidence, the focus, the power. It all came together in a display that reminded everyone why he's not just a superstar, but possibly the greatest player alive. Stay tuned, because this performance wasn't just a highlight, it was the kind of night that will be talked about for generations as a benchmark of true baseball brilliance. Shohei Ohtani has done it again. Just when you think he can't possibly amaze the baseball world any further, he goes out on the biggest stage and rewrites history. Game 3 of the World Series turned into a masterpiece of modern baseball, and at the heart of it was Ohtani not just playing, but dominating in a way that defied everything we thought we knew about limits. 9 consecutive times on base. In a World Series. No one has ever seen that before. Not from Babe Ruth, not from Willie Mays, not from Mike Trout. Shohei Ohtani is proving he's not just a once-in-a-generation player, he's the greatest player alive, and he's putting that greatness on full display when it matters the most. Before we dive into the wild numbers and the unbelievable moments that made Game 3 an instant classic, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you love the Dodgers, if you love greatness, and if you want more stories about the legends who define our game. Because what Ohtani did in this game is something every baseball fan will remember for the rest of their lives. Now picture the scene. The Dodgers are in their first World Series game at home since 2020. The crowd at Dodger Stadium is electric, more than 55,000 fans waving blue towels, the atmosphere charged with tension and excitement. Every camera, every cheer, every ounce of energy in the stadium feels like it's orbiting one man, Shohei Ohtani. The Japanese superstar who came to Los Angeles not just to win, but to redefine what's possible in baseball. And from the first inning, he made it clear this was going to be his night. The first at-bat was classic Ohtani. Calm, focused, and locked in. The opposing pitcher tried to test him early, starting him with off-speed stuff, hoping to sneak a strike past him. But Ohtani didn't bite. He watched the ball, worked the count full, and then ripped a sharp single into center field, the crowd roaring as he reached first base. It was just one hit, but it was the start of something special. Then came his second plate appearance. The pitcher, visibly frustrated, tried to jam him inside with heat. Big mistake. Ohtani turned on it with that smooth, explosive swing, sending a double off the wall in right center. The ball left his bat at over 110 miles per hour. You could feel the shift in energy. The crowd knew it. The other team knew it. Everyone watching at home knew it. Shohei Ohtani was locked in like never before. But what makes Ohtani truly remarkable isn't just the hits. It's the consistency. The patience. The sheer ability to adapt and dominate. In his third at-bat, instead of swinging for power, he drew a walk, his first of 3 on the night. That's right, 3 walks in one World Series game, all earned through discipline and precision. Every time he came to the plate, he refused to give the opponent a break. Every at-bat became a battle, and Ohtani won every single one. By the time the 7th inning rolled around, Ohtani had reached base in 7 consecutive plate appearances across the series, and he wasn't done. In his next trip to the plate, he lined a single past shortstop, his 8th straight time on base. Fans were on their feet, chanting his name, waving flags with Japanese characters, flashing homemade signs that read "Shohei is him and the unicorn lives." And then came history, the 9th consecutive time on base, the moment that sealed his place in the record books. The count was 2-2, tension high, the stadium absolutely silent. The pitcher fired a breaking ball low and away, and Ohtani didn't chase. Ball 3. The next pitch missed inside, and the umpire called ball 4. Shohei Ohtani had walked again, calmly flipping his bat toward the dugout, his expression as humble as ever. But the scoreboard told the story. 9 consecutive times on base in the World Series. No one had ever done it before. Not one single player in the century-plus history of Major League Baseball. As Ohtani jogged to first base, even some fans of the opposing team rose to applaud. You don't have to be a Dodgers fan to appreciate what you were witnessing. This was history. This was greatness. This was Shohei Ohtani redefining the limits of human performance in baseball. And it wasn't just the stats. It was the leadership. It was the calm. It was the way he lifted the entire team. Every time he reached base, he was sparking something: energy, belief, fire. Mookie Betts looked sharper at the plate. Freddie Freeman seemed more locked in. The dugout was alive, the kind of atmosphere where players start to believe that nothing is impossible. That's what Ohtani does. He doesn't just play baseball, he elevates everyone around him. In the post-game press conference, Dodgers manager Dave Roberts could barely contain his excitement. He said, "You're watching something that's never been done before. I've seen a lot of great players, but what Shohei is doing right now, it's beyond words." Even Freeman echoed that sentiment, calling Ohtani the definition of greatness. Ohtani himself, as humble as ever, smiled softly and said through his interpreter, "I just tried to do my job. It's not about records, it's about helping the team win." That's classic Shohei, a superstar who acts like he's still just one of the guys. But deep down, everyone knows he's something different. Something special. Let's take a moment to put this in perspective. The World Series has been played since 1903. Thousands of players have taken part, from Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig to Derek Jeter and David Ortiz. And yet, not one of them had ever reached base 9 consecutive times in the Fall Classic. That's the level of dominance Ohtani just achieved. It's not just a record. It's a statement. A statement that this is his era. Baseball has had its legends: Ruth, Mays, Aaron, Griffey, Trout. But none of them could do what Ohtani is doing now, to hit with this kind of power, to dominate with this kind of plate discipline, and to bring global attention back to the game. Ohtani isn't just a player, he's an ambassador for baseball itself. When he plays, millions of fans in Japan stay up all night to watch. Kids across America wear number 17 jerseys to school. He's become a symbol of possibility, the kind of athlete who reminds everyone why they fell in love with the game in the first place. He's not just living up to the hype, he's surpassing it. Fans around the world are calling it the Ohtani era. Every generation has its face of baseball. In the 1920s it was Ruth, in the 50s it was Mays, in the 90s it was Griffey, and in the 2020s, it's Shohei Ohtani. The difference? Ohtani isn't just the face of the game, he's the embodiment of its future. A global superstar who bridges cultures, who unites fans from Tokyo to Los Angeles, and who makes baseball feel bigger than ever. And as we look back on this World Series Game 3, one thing is certain: this is one of those nights people will talk about for decades. The night Shohei Ohtani proved beyond all doubt that he's the greatest player alive. The night he redefined what greatness looks like in the modern era. The night when the world, once again, stood still for a baseball player who's anything but ordinary. So the next time someone asks you who the best player in baseball is, you won't have to hesitate. It's Shohei Ohtani, the man who turned the World Series into his own personal showcase of excellence. The man who reached base 9 straight times, made history, and still acted like it was just another day at the ballpark. And as fans left Dodger Stadium that night, you could hear the same word being whispered everywhere: unbelievable. Because that's what Shohei Ohtani is. Unbelievable. Extraordinary. Historic. So if you're as amazed as the rest of the baseball world, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more, and drop a comment below. What do you think is Ohtani's greatest moment so far? Because after this one, the list just keeps getting longer. Shohei Ohtani isn't just playing baseball, he's making history every single night. And Game 3 of the World Series will forever be remembered as the moment he proved he's the greatest player alive.